No, because Hey, 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 guys. How's everyone tonight?
Good.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Jill. Your name and your phone number were not connecting in my head.
That's okay. I'm here.
That's what counts, right?
Yep.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, how's it going? Oh my goodness, I feel like it's been so long since I've seen everybody. It's so fun. Hey, Kelly. My goodness. I can't see everybody up online at the same time because there's so many people on. So fun. Yay. All right.
Okay, all you people that have your cameras off, turn them on. We want to see you. We don't care what you look like. Thanks, Jacqueline.
Hey, there's Megan. Seeing all kinds of people. So fun. There's Mallory.
Hi, Kate.
People are just popping up and Angie.
It's dark in my office. You can't see me. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Who's that?
Kate.
That would be my fault, so I'll forgive you.
Awesome.
She has these amazing lights that we use for vendor events,
Yeah.
like outdoor vendor events. And when it gets dark, you turn on the light. And I have not returned them to her, but they go in her office.
Oh.
Tuesday,
Well,
Kate.
come on, we're getting Mama's gonna work. Come on.
We're just going to give it one more minute here. And then we're going to get started because we have a packed, fun night for you guys.
And get pen and paper if you don't already have it. Get ready.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Joanna.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey, we see you. Yay.
Hey, there we are. I want to do a big group picture. Oh, there's everybody. Yay. I get excited. Awesome. Okay, everyone smile. I'm going to take your picture. Ready? Smile and wave. Awesome. I got it. Pure entertainment, people. Awesome. Let's roll, Jenny.
Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So it's 8:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Love seeing all of you guys on here. Like I said, we've got a packed, fun evening for you guys. So if you, just a quick, if you've never been on Zoom before, if you're on the computer in your bottom left corner, you should see a mute and a stop video button. If you're not talking, you might want to press mute, but uncheck your stop video so we can see everyone. Awesome. Okay. So I am, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Jenny Pickett, and I am a director here at Wildtree. I have been here for 10 years, and I've seen a lot of Wildtree in those 10 years. And with that, I can say that there is like no more exciting time than right now to be with Wildtree, guys. With everything we have coming September 7th from corporate, our new catalog, our brand new system, it's just so exciting. And I'm so excited.
So,
okay.
I'm so excited. I don't know if we can express it. So
Yeah.
So excited.
And you guys kind of got a sneak peek if you watched the video from home office today of the back office. So anybody watch that? Yes, super exciting, right?
So Jenny,
Okay.
you played around in there because I played around in the back office, you guys. It's amazing. Like, amazing. Cannot wait. So.
Okay, so for those of you that kind of like to know how the genealogy unfolds in our organization, I thought I'd give you a quick overview. So I am direct to corporate, so there's nobody between me and home office. And then leaders direct to me are, and if you're, I'm going to name everybody. If you're on the call, just give us a quick wave. But Beth Ashby, Amy Willard, Christina Shepard, and then Annie Alexander, who is another director in our organization. And then under Annie, there's Tegan, Tara, LaDonna. I'm watching for some waves. And then Danielle is another director. Go ahead. What, Annie?
There's pages of people, so you may not see them unless you're like clicking through to see the pages.
Oh, that's right. That's so exciting. Okay. And then Danielle is another director under Annie. And leaders under her are Kelly Schwatkin and Joanna Bushnell.
Yay.
Okay, so that's a quick overview of our genealogy and how that unfolds. And then collectively, guys, this is super exciting for August. Collectively, all of us sold $121,000 in Wildtree last month.
Woo!
Yeah. Awesome. Way to go. Give your guys yourselves a pat on the back and a round of applause.
Wow.
With that, in August, we also welcomed 24 new reps, and I want to give you guys a welcome here. And again, if you are on the call, just give us a quick wave. So Amy, Ashley, Bobby Joe, Brittany, Carrie, Chelsea, Christina, Elizabeth, Erica, Aaron, Heather, Jana, Jennifer, Jessica, Joseph, Melissa, Natasha, Rebecca, Robin, Samantha, Shannon, Stephanie, and Tara. Welcome to Team Wildfire, guys.
Yay! Like round of applause.
Yes. Okay, and also pretty exciting in August, we had 4 people hit their first month team leader numbers. And Annie, if you, I'm afraid I'm going to butcher these last names. So it's Tara, Mara, okay, Natasha.
I don't even know how to say the last names. I just call them Natasha and Tara, and they're just like killing.
Okay, Tara, Natasha, Whitney, Arch, and Kim.
Yeah.
Fantastic, ladies. Way to go on getting those first month team leader numbers in August. In September, you guys will be paid as leaders. And that is going to be a nice doubling, if not tripling, of your commission check.
Yeah.
And so if that wasn't enough to celebrate, we still have more celebrations. And Annie is going to celebrate our incentive winners.
Your meeting ID followed by the pound or hash sign.
All right, hang on. Hey, Jenny, while I'm talking, will you go through and mute anyone that's not on mute for me? Thank you. You guys
know how to do that.
I have the Happy Hour kickoff that was the big incentive for last month. And so we had a ton of people. I can't even count. Literally, the list is like super long here of people who earned this. So I'm going to go through. This was if you had over 1,000 in sales. Stephanie, Tracy, Kimberly, Jackie, Rochelle, Pam, Jennifer, Angie, Michelle, Ashley, Jessica, Jacqueline, Jessica, Jenny, Amy, Laura, Danielle, Catherine, Lisa, Pamela, Edie, all winning the spoon last month in level 1.
Hey, Annie,
Yeah.
I can't mute everybody. You have to do that. Sorry.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Hey, Shannon, that was you, baby. All right. Is that better, everybody? Give me a thumbs up. Yep, okay, awesome. Okay, so level 2 is the Wildtree tote bag, which is amazing. I actually have one of those and they're awesome. And winning the tote bag is Mallory, Christina, Kelly, Tara, and LaDonna. So yay, all those that are getting the tote bag. And then over 3,000 in sales gets the chalkboard to write on, which looks awesome for your parties. And winning that is Tara and Natasha, who are both brand spanking new and started August 3rd. So congrats to them for getting it done. And then winning all 3 prizes was myself. Okay, yay. And then, but let's really celebrate Tegan for winning all 3 and Joanna. Woo! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good job, you guys. I love it, love it, love it. So it's so fun to celebrate each other and just our accomplishments. And you guys, everyone's goals are so different. So just focus on what your goal is. Tell your leader and they will help you get there. So, and then cheer each other on and just celebrate each other in this. That is the best part of, in my opinion, in this business, is just being able to just like lift each other up in that and just cheer people on where they are for what they're shooting for. So we're gonna do that again with the recruiting incentive this month. So that'll be super fun. Okay, and we wanted to ask you guys, if you wanna unmute yourself, if there's something going on or something you're excited about at the end of the month or coming into this month, if you want to share a couple of exciting things, we would love to hear what that is. So if you want to unmute yourself and share something exciting, do it.
I potentially have 2 new recruits.
Oh, who's talking?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, you potentially have 2 new recruits. Woo woo.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Awesome. What are you going for? The watch?
Yes.
Yeah, that a girl.
I literally said to Derek 2 days before that email came out that I wanted an Apple Watch for Christmas.
That is awesome.
And he thinks they're stupid, so I'm
There
gonna
you
get
go.
it.
There you go. You are well on your way. Pretty much go big or go home, right? Who else has some exciting news? I know there's a couple people that have already recruited this month. So I don't know if they're on. I can't see everybody, but Tara and Natasha have both already recruited this month. So they are well on their way to their goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anybody else want to share?
I meeting with a potential recruit tomorrow.
Yay.
Whoop, whoop.
Go Laura, go Laura. Yay.
Okay, Laura, we should get together afterwards. I have my first one-on-one in a long time with a potential recruit tomorrow at 1:15 in the afternoon. So let's message at 3:00 and see how they went. What do you say?
Okay. Mine's tomorrow evening, like at 6:30.
Okay. Well, then a bedtime nightcap. How's that? There you go.
That sounds good.
Awesome. All right, last call. Anyone else want to share? Okay. Okay, you guys. So talking about celebrating, I want you guys to watch a couple days after month end. We have the newsletter that comes out, and I'm going to be posting that on Facebook. So watch for that, and be sure to read through that because you never know whose name's going to show up in there and what we're recognizing each month. And it's fun to see all of your friends that you meet at conference and that you see on the Zoom calls, and just to cheer them on every month when you see them. It's just super exciting and encouraging, and just to lift each other up in that way. So watch for that, and then watch the applause that comes out. And that's usually in the middle of the month, celebrating the previous month, and that's in that email from Wildtree. And then also they send out the mid-month stats, okay? And I try and post those on our team page too and recognize everybody, but it's fun to look in there and just dig around a little bit in what Wildtree is sending out so you can see what's going on around the country. And I used to kind of look at that and give myself some challenges of like seeing what other people are doing, and not that I want to compare to that, but just to challenge myself in that way, depending on what your goals are. So look through that a little bit and see what's going on out there. Now, who has their new catalogs? You guys, yeah, aren't they amazing? This is my favorite catalog ever to date. So, and I've been here a long time. So this is awesome. Super exciting. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna kind of jump into some training right now. What are we gonna do since we don't have a system, right? It's like, oh, awesome, we get the week off, whoop, whoop. No, wrong answer. So what can we do though? So we wanna give you guys some tips. So this is why I want you to grab some pen and paper and just be ready to jot a couple things down. We don't want to overwhelm you with information, but we want you guys for these next 4 days to be able to work, whether that's 15 minutes a day that you're working or whether that's an hour a day, whatever your goal is and how that works around it. So what we're doing during this like going dark time period is we want you to be reaching out, okay? And when you're reaching out, we'll walk through and say, you know, where you're going to reach out from, like that list, that hot list of 100 that you heard them talk about, especially if you were at conference, your list of 100 you made when you first started. That is one thing that you can use. And we'll go through some of this in detail, but when you're reaching out, we really want you to start with that business opportunity, okay? And you can go through the cycle of recruiting for that. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. So we want you to reach out, start with recruiting. And you guys, if they're not into the business opportunity, hey, no problem. Don't be attached to the outcome. Okay, that's not our job. Our job is to share what we know, what we're doing, and let them decide. So if they're not interested, then you're going to move down to hosting. And do they want to share with their friends and have a party? And then you're going to move down to Club Wildtree and how they can be a customer, okay? And then referrals. So that's every person you talk to, whether we're in this going dark 4 days or going forward. Business opportunity, host a party, Club Wildtree, and then referrals, okay? So just kind of think about that. Okay, so we're gonna start tonight with recruiting. And if you don't know where to start, has everyone got into the new training platform? Raise your hand if you are in the new training platform, you know how to get there. Okay. If you don't know how to get there, it looked like most people did. If you don't know how to get there, or haven't been in there yet, please talk to your upline or shoot me a Facebook message and I will get you the website, because you guys, that is still live. We can still get into all of our training tools that we need right now. So get in there and do that cycle of recruiting. And that's where you start. And they actually start with walking you through that, you know, hot list of 100 and things like that. It's got all of the scripts that you need in there. It has all of your tools that you need, everything like that. So I'm going to tell you up front, it feels really unnatural when you start doing this, okay? It's not just, the words don't flow out of your mouth like supernatural. Well, maybe they do for you. They didn't for me when I started doing this. It took me several times to have it sound natural. And even now it kind of sometimes comes out blubbery and just doesn't sound right, but whatever. At least I'm doing it, right? So that's the key. Know that it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable and that that's okay. And I will tell you, the secret is to do a whole bunch back to back, because the more you do back to back, the more comfortable you get, the more quickly. If you just do one a day and one the next day, it's like you have to muster up all this energy to make that one call. Whereas if you do like 5 in a row, it's like, okay, by the 5th one, you're like, oh, I sort of get it. But the next day it's a little bit easier. And by the 5th one on the next day, You're like, okay, it's a little more, okay, I can do this. And by the next day, so I'm just telling you, if you can group some together and do 5 in a row or 3 in a row, as many as you can, it really, really, really will help you progress a lot faster and get comfortable with it. So I highly, highly recommend that. Okay, so the training, if you need the website, it's training.wildtree.com. Okay. And look at that cycle of recruiting and why, we're going to start with recruiting always, but especially this month, because raise your hand if you saw the incentive that's out. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the incentive, 3 recruits this month with an $89 kit. They discounted the kit for us to help us earn these incentives even and get us going on the right track. $89 kit. 3 people recruited who BQ in their first 60 days, and you get that awesome Kinder Scott necklace, okay, which is beautiful. I've seen that in person. If you recruit 5 people, you get the Coach purse, which is amazing. And when you recruit 7 people, you get an Apple Watch. So just who wants an Apple Watch? Whether you're recruiting or not, who's got Apple Watch on their Christmas wish list already? Already on there. Okay, wait. That was so fast I couldn't even see you guys. Raise your hand if you want an Apple Watch. Okay. Now, whose husbands want an Apple Watch for Christmas? Okay, this is an easy way to get it for them, right? So just think, 7 people, and then think of what it's going to do for your guys' business. Holy smokes. Now, if you're freaking out because you're like, well, what if I get 7 people and then what the heck do I do with them? Don't worry about that. We have a whole training lined out. We have a list of words that you say to them and you just pass them on to your leader, and we will help you guys do 3-way calls, and the leader's going to do the talking. You're going to do the listening until you get comfortable with it. So do not let that hold you back. Okay. We want to hit these incentives, not only for ourselves as a leader, for your team to see, and also we want to hit them because we want the company to keep doing these. I mean, don't we? I do. I mean, I love these. So hello, keep hitting them, reach for them, and let's do that. Okay, so say you're on the phone with someone tomorrow and they're like, I'm ready, let's sign up. And you're like, well, our system's down right now. So what are you going to say to them? And really what you are going to say is, hey, we're upgrading the system because we have this amazing system coming out on the 7th. So let's set up a time to chat on the 8th. And I don't mean let's just talk on the 8th. I mean specific follow-up time. And if you can't talk on the 8th, then the 9th. So whatever, make it quick though. As soon as you can, the 8th, 9th, 10th, right in there. And signing up is going to be easy. It's just like you did it on the app before. It's the same process, okay? So that's what you're going to do. Set up that follow-up time. And you can say, does Saturday morning work? Saturday afternoon work better? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, okay? Get that time set. And you can even send them a reminder on Friday about that. So something else I threw together really quick today. I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you guys, if you guys can see it. I'm going to post this on our team page. Can you guys see this? This is a tracker. We did something like this for the shakes when we did the shake. So I put my name in here as an example. My goal is 7. These 2 people who have signed up so far, and I just put their first name. And then my 3rd person, then I know I've earned the necklace, okay? So if you want to track, I think this is great so we can help hold each other capable of doing this, you guys, and get excited about it. And I'll post that out there. You guys can add your people, your name, track when you want to, and really use this as a guide when you're talking with your upline. So it goes all the way out here to the Apple Watch. So, okay. Isn't that awesome? Do you guys love it? Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Okay.
I love that tracker. I love it.
I know. I'm not really awesome with Excel, but there you go. It's good. Okay. So Jenny's going to talk a little bit about Hostess and reaching out for that, because again, remember what we're going to do during this time is we're going to be reaching out to people and we're going to talk about team building. And then if they're like, nah, it's not for me, Jenny.
Okay, Annie, hold on one second. Did you see Laura's question? If there's a time frame?
Oh, sorry, I answered her, but
Okay, cool.
so we don't have a specific time. They will email us when we are good to go with the website. The question was, do we know what time the website will be live on Friday? And we don't know. They will email us.
I'm pretty much setting appointments up for Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. And on that tracker, so for those of you that are a little bit competitive, I know we have a few of us in here. That's a nice little spot to check and see how that friendly competition's going, right? Okay. So yeah, what else do we want to be doing while we are going dark? So reaching out to those potential hostesses. How many of you have had the opportunity to use the new script with an happy hour or a tasting party? Yeah? Loving it? Okay. So I wanted to address a question that I am getting often, and maybe Annie or Tegan, you guys might have a different way you're answering this question, but the question I'm getting is, are you still doing freezer meal workshops? And so this is how I'm handling this question. If my hostess has never experienced Wildtree before, if this is her first experience with Wildtree, I'm offering her the happy hour party, tasting party, okay? If she has been to a party and she wants to host a workshop, then she can host a workshop. Okay, so I get that question a lot, and I thought I'd address it here. Annie, Tegan, are you guys seeing something different? Anybody else want to chime in? Joanna?
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do more happy hours than anything else.
Yeah, okay.
And this is Joanna. I so far have done a ton of workshops, but I booked up my August back June and July before the whole happy hour thing came out. And most everyone that I had booked was somebody who came from a workshop and they wanted to meal prep, and that was their specific interest. Now, just this week, I had a hostess, or last week, I guess I talked to her. We originally scheduled a workshop, and in talking to her friends, and then she and I talking, she's like, I don't know that they want to do a workshop. So then I pitched the happy hour, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. So now I'm following the coaching script and the text messages, and I'm going to try to follow that to the T and see how it goes. So I'll actually have my first official happy hour on September 18th.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the reasoning behind that, because in that scenario that Joanna just gave, you could lose that hostess like that. If she goes to her hostess or her friends and they're not really into making the meals because she might not have the buy-in yet and hasn't experienced a lot of Wildtree, that's a potential whole party that we're losing. And if you start them off with the tasting, then we're going to have a lot better success there. Was there somebody else wanted to say something?
This is Jessica. I was just going to say that I had the same experience. I had 3 happy hours that I had booked while I was at STIR, and a lot of the people who came to them said, I have been to workshops before, but this is a great way to just learn more about what Wildtree is going to be introducing in the future. And they didn't feel so much pressure on their guests to have that upfront purchase. And they just thought it was better for everybody coming, that they enjoyed the happy hour more than the workshop at first, but then they expressed interest in future workshops.
Okay. So if you haven't done an happy hour party yet or used that script at a workshop, you can go to the training. It's all laid out for you. It's beautiful. So it's Parties 101, and so you can check out the details there. But what I wanted to focus on tonight is the connection that we're making at these parties with the guests and the average sales from those customers. And we've had a couple of, we're seeing this across the board, but just so you could have some examples of first time parties, Beth was going to share her first happy hour experience with you and what she found. So Beth.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. For those of you that know, some of you know me, some of you don't. There's tons of people on this call, which is awesome. But I've been around for a while. I've been with Wildtree for 5 years, and I will say there was some, not reluctance, but just fear of doing something different and changing it up a bit, because I had my demo down like I could say it dead probably if I needed to, you know? So learning something new and reading the script and all of that was like really challenging, or just scary. And I also am somewhat of a I work under pressure. So I was reading the script the day before my first happy hour party. So it's a little bit about me. But we had 5 people at the happy hour, and they were workshopping as well, because the hostess really is in a dietary bind and needed help with her food. So she wanted to do a workshop no matter what. So I kind of did the happy hour first, and then we stopped, and then we went and did the meal prep. But what I loved about it was, with only having 5 guests, well, I guess 5 was just my friend that came with me. So 4 guests, I had $300 in additional sales using the happy hour script that day from those 4 guests. And it was really cool because I walked them through the script, just like these cutesy little print off label things, you know, just like we're recommended to do. And I had some purchases out of all the categories, some of the fast categories, some of the dinner in a dash category, and some of the like put together for you bundles already, the Italian and the kid friendly bundle. So it was real. I mean, I've done workshops like crazy, and my residual like post workshop sales have never been great. You know, I'll have a couple people buy 1 or 2 kids cheese or fast items, but never tons of extra sales. And so to see these people who already committed to a workshop and they were still there, and then, or they were workshopping, and then $300 in sales by 4 people going through the app, using the app order, the happy hour order form, and seeing that, I didn't even feel like I did it really well. I actually feel like it was a terrible presentation personally. If I were to give myself a grade, I'd probably give it like a C-. But they followed right along and had no questions, and they all ordered, and I didn't feel like I was pressuring them to order or pressuring them for sales either. So it was definitely eye-opening and very encouraging for the other events I've got scheduled for September.
How about the interaction, Beth? Did you feel like you had more interaction with the guests than previous?
Oh yeah. I felt like I was doing, like, the talking was 50-50. You know, we were conversing back and forth. They were asking questions about the different categories and using the app, and how, you know, what do my kids like, and just really asking a lot of questions. And it was much more conversational instead of me just delivering a presentation.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Kate is also going to share her first happy hour experience with us. Kate.
Okay, so, and I know you guys can't probably see me, it's dark in here, but very similar to Beth, I did my first happy hour actually like on the 4th of August, so very shortly after we got back. And I basically, I told them that it was new scripting for us and I was going to stand up there and read it, and I did just that. But it was very interactive. There was a lot of participation. I didn't feel like I was up there just spewing information at them, which is great because I don't like to do that. And it made it, like Beth said, it was more like conversational, not just me getting up there and pushing information on them. There was a total of 7 people there, but it was like 3 couples and then a single person. And so it wasn't a very large party, but I had, my average order was just about $100. So, which was a huge increase from, I was lucky most of the time if I was getting, $40 or $50 average order. So I definitely think it's made a difference, especially once I get a little bit more comfortable with the scripting.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So you guys are hearing like, $80, $100 in orders, and these were their first experience with the happy hour script. And when I was testing these before we released them to the field, that's what I saw too, like across the board, $80 to $120 average per customer. And just I'll share a little background, a little bit of vulnerability and history with you guys. Before we did, for those of you guys that don't know, before we even did the workshops, all we did were tasting parties. That's it. When I started with Wildtree, and probably when Annie started, all we did were tastings. And guys, honestly, sometimes you were struggling to get $20, $30 out of those people on their order. And so when Beth talked about, a little bit of hesitation to go back to a tasting party, I can relate, because when you did those workshops, when you walked out the door, you knew exactly what you were making because everybody had already pre-purchased their kit, right? So now I'm thinking, oh God, sometimes we struggle to pull $30 out of those people. But, I'm a team player. I'll play along. I'll test it out. And, going through that ordering guide and the scripts that we've put out there, it's amazing. You guys, we really are helping our customers solve that dinner time dilemma. We're having those meaningful conversations in a group setting with them so we can really help them where they're at, what they need help with. And those orders are across the board. That's the average. So that's super exciting. I wanted to share that and have you guys hear from a couple other people so that you knew that was across the board. That's what's happening. So who are you going to reach out to for those bookings, right? Anybody who's expressed interest in hosting, your past hostesses, even if they were a freezer mill workshop hostess, they're going to want to know the other side of Wildtree. Revisit your Hot 100 list. Okay. All right, so let's switch gear. Did I forget anything there, Annie? Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about Club Wildtree strategy. So first of all, what is Club Wildtree? Who's excited about Club Wildtree? Yeah, okay. So refresher on what Club Wildtree. So this is our auto ship program. Between when your customers enroll in the auto ship program and they commit to placing a $49 order monthly, in months 1 through 6, they're going to get a 10% credit. Months 7 through 12, they're going to get a 15% credit on those orders. And then 12, if they have ordered for 12 months in a row, $49 or more, they're going to get 20% credit. Now, this is a credit. This isn't a discount on their order. This is a credit. So kind of think of it like hostess credit, free product. Okay. So what is our strategy for this? Who do we want to reach out to first? And what do we want to recommend they order? All right. So Annie and I talked about this a little bit last night, and our strategy is going to be to encourage them to order a make-ahead kit first. That would be our first recommendation to them. And why is that? The freezer meal kit is, make-ahead kit is 10 meals. Who's going to use 10 meals in 1 month? everybody, right? Okay, so for sure, they're going to use that up. The second recommendation would be the dinner and a dash. And then the third recommendation would be a shake. And then those would be, hopefully they'll want to make a head kit every month. They've got 12 new ones. So that's a kit a month, right? And then for their credit, they can order those pantry staples, things that they might not necessarily want every month, but like Rancher's steak rub, kids cheese, Alfredo, skillet meals. Now we need kids cheese in our house every month, but not every household does. So that would be our recommendation on the credit. Now, who are you going to go to first? So I will plan to go to my VIPs first. And my VIPs are those people, I define that as those people that have ever reordered from me. So they were at a party and then they've reordered, ever. Those are my VIP people. And that's who I'm going to reach out to first. And the conversation is going to go something like this. So, hey, Annie, it's Jenny with Wildtree. Wildtree has had some amazing additions, and I wanted to reach out to you first. But Annie, you have, I consider you one of my VIPs. You've been ordering Wildtree for, several years now, but so we haven't had this conversation in a while, but would you just remind me kind of what you love about Wildtree and what stands out to you the most about Wildtree? Okay, so let's pause. Why did I ask her that? Like, she's been ordering for me from forever, and I know that she loves Wildtree. So why did I ask her that? Okay.
Know where to focus.
Yeah, she needs to get talking about why she likes Wildtree. I can tell her all day long, this is why you like Wildtree. But it's like people, you're bombarding her with, you said this and you love Wildtree and blah, blah, blah. But if I get her to talk about why she likes Wildtree, it gets her excited about Wildtree. Okay. So she reminds me what she likes about Wildtree. And then I say, so, I know you love Wildtree, your family loves Wildtree. Repeat some of the things that she's said to you about why she likes Wildtree. And then, like I said, we've had some amazing additions here at Wildtree. And I just wonder, would you be open to chatting about the business opportunity? Would you be open to chatting about the business opportunity? Okay, so I called her. In my head, she's a Club Wildtree lead. She's a VIP, but we're going to always lead with recruiting. Backing up to what Annie talked about. We're going to recruit, hostess, Club Wildtree, referral. So even though I was calling her for within the Club Wildtree kind of category, I'm going to lead with recruiting. And then if she's open to chatting about it, great, fantastic. If she's not, that's okay. I'm going to go on to, ask her if she'd like to share those amazing new Wildtree things with her friends. And if not, I'll tell her about Club Wildtree and how that can benefit her. Okay. What do you guys think? Excited?
That's my drum roll. I'm excited to see what we're doing this month. It's gonna be crazy.
Double down, people.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some upcoming notes and news. Is Tegan doing that or are you doing that, Annie?
Tegan is.
Tegan
is, if her kids start school tomorrow. So I know she was hopping on for a bit.
I don't see her anymore. So you're up, Annie.
Oh, Awesome.
Notes and news.
Oh, wait,
So
there
if
she
you
is.
don't have a calendar, grab it now.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
I can, I'm here. All right, let me flip over to my screen. Okay. So do you guys feel like this energy is like palpable? Like everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the 7th. Everyone's freaking out in a really good way. Freak or freak. Okay, so couple different things coming up. So we have the weekly org newsletter. Do you guys all see that posted on the org page? So that has really great information in it. And the last few that I've opened, I mean, I open all of them and read them, but the last couple have been like, I mean, I just feel like the information keeps getting juicier and juicier and juicier. So definitely, if you've kind of tuned those out, re-engage with them. There's really, really great information in there. And then save those. If you have like a notes section on your computer that you can save or save a link, save those, because as questions come up, you'll remember referencing it. And then it's a really great tool to refer back to. Also, the business builder call. Do you guys tune into those on Tuesdays at noon Central Time? I feel like those are something that it's super powerful to listen to. There is a call log for those, so you can always listen back. Is that correct? I've never listened back to one. I try and tune in live. Yes. Okay. And then weekly Thursday at 12:30, Annie goes live with a chapter of Get Over Your Damn Self. Have you guys been loving this book? Love it. Love it. So if you haven't read it or listened to it, jump on that train. It's definitely being talked about, not just within our company, but it's a buzz all over direct sales, especially with it being written by someone from Rodan & Fields. And this is a really good tool to always have in your back pocket to reference. It kind of gets you out of that stuck mindset and gets you over yourself, right? So definitely listen to that. And then I had added in here also the monthly team call. Did we decide, Annie, on a for sure date and time for that?
That'll be coming.
Okay. And then community workshop coming up in Lenexa, Kansas on Tuesday, September 18th at 6:30 p.m. Who all in this crowd right now, what do we have, 34 people on? Who all lives in the Kansas area? There's quite a few people, right, that are in Kansas. So definitely tune into those workshops. Those community workshops, I remember when I lived in Kansas, that's where my business was born. For those of you who don't know me well or know that I was from the good old Casey area, those community workshops are powerful. You get a couple bodies in that room and each, and then pretty soon the buzz stays within those people in the room and everyone gets really excited about the mission and about why we're all doing this. And I remember that's the first place I met Danielle George. Lots of people have come from community workshops. So definitely get your people there. Highly, highly recommend those. And then South Missouri reps, there was an awesome team gathering in August, and the next one in that area will be November 2nd from 6 to 9. So mark your calendar for that. So any South Missouri reps. Sound good? And then who is going for the trip? Who wants that bad boy? Who wants their feet on the sand in Columbia? So I know we have a few gals who had just joined and made it their mission to hit this trip. And I can't wait to watch your journey. I just think that's so powerful that you can join this late in the year and really blow the door wide open, that this is still anybody's ball game. With all the tools that we have at our fingertips, with everything going on right now, the trip can still be yours. You just have to set that goal and do it. So if you guys want the trip, reach out to your upline and connect with them. And we just need to work backwards. So we set the trip goal and then break it down into what that looks like monthly, what that looks like weekly. And that way it's, you know, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So it's broken out into goals. And then Rise, if this is not on your calendar, mark it with a big fat exclamation point. Rise is our leadership conference. It's held annually. It will be in Nashville this year, February 8th and 9th. So if this is on your radar, go ahead and start looking at flights. I hear there are some really good ones happening in the last couple weeks. So keep your ears open for those and eyes open for those cheap flights, but it's totally doable. You can hit your numbers September, October, promote November 1st. You can hit your numbers October, November, promote December 1st. And I think there's one more, right? November, December, promote January 1st and still be invited to our leadership conference. So mark that on your calendar, February 8th and 9th. And then STIR, we do have the dates for STIR next summer. It's July 26th and 27th. So get that mapped out on your way in advance. I know lots of people book their summer vacations and trips and all sorts of things well in advance. So put this one down. I truly feel like, and I know a ton of people on this call right now were at Rise or STIR with us, I'm sorry, just in July here in Denver. And it really does make a difference. You can't recreate what happens energetically and relationally without being there. It's something that you have to experience firsthand. We try and recreate it as much as we can on these team calls and with our coaching and all the team gatherings and things like that. But when you get hundreds of people in the room that have the same vision and we're all racing towards the same mission, different goals, but along the same mission field, it's really powerful. So mark that on your calendar as well. And I think that's it as far as upcoming news and notes goes.
Yeah. Awesome. That's what we got. Do you guys have any questions that you want to shout out here? Location for STIR is in Nashville. And Rise, both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Any other questions you guys have? This is awesome, you guys. Thanks for taking some time out tonight to hop on here and just be excited with us and celebrate with everybody and learn a little bit. And we know your time is precious, so we appreciate you and investing in yourself too, to run your business. So it's awesome. All right, I'm trying to check the chat at the same time. I think we got everybody.
Don't hesitate with your questions. We have a few more minutes, and if you have that question, then somebody else probably does too.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to make a quick comment that I forgot to mention when Jenny asked me to talk earlier. I completely skipped an entire section of the Appy Hour script when I was doing my first Appy Hour. I skipped the actual app walk, like where you walk them through A, B, C, D, and I still had those kind of sales. So if I can mess it up that badly, you all can do well with it too. So just so you know.
That's awesome.
I have a question. Have you guys been noticing that your happy hour is going longer because of so much communication, or what are you guys seeing?
Yeah, love that question. So yes, the demo and that part of it is longer. However, nobody cares. It's so interactive, and you're asking questions, they're commenting. Nobody cares. They're having a great time. They're getting help with dinner time. Like, who doesn't need help with dinner time?
Yeah, Kelly, my happy hour portion was about an hour, and they workshop prepped also, and we were still done in 2 hours with both. So I was kind of surprised, but
yeah, my first one went pretty long, so that's why I'm a little bit concerned, because then I didn't feel that during their checkout I had time to really, talk about the business and stuff like that with them. So are you all trying to just set up a follow-up where you guys can talk about the business with them in a more private, where you're not losing people? You understand what I'm saying?
I've tried to have people download the app before they come to the party. And so that's a learning thing. Like the first time I didn't do that. And then the second time I did, and that worked a lot better. It probably saved 15 minutes when they all had it downloaded when they walked in the door. And then I asked them when they walked in the door, like, oh, do you have the app downloaded? And if they didn't, they did it right then versus when I did the walkthrough. So that helped save a ton of time. I still was able to close everybody at the party, except for like one person that had to leave early. So for her, I did set up a specific follow-up time before she walked out that door. So I said, hey, do you have time to chat tomorrow? Would the morning or evening work better? And then we set the time for like 7:30 that evening. So I was able to follow up within like that 24 to 48 hour time frame and have that conversation with her. But I would still, if you can, if that helps to like have everyone download the app before they come, and then, or when they walk in the door, make sure they have it downloaded. It might cut down enough time to where it doesn't feel rushed at the end and you can get those personal conversations in.
How long do you feel that you're giving the personal conversations? Because I know, before we were like, okay, really talk to them and, see how you can help. How are you? Because if you have a party of 7 to 10, that's,
It depends. Every person's so different. Like sometimes I'll have people sit down and they want to have, a 15-minute conversation with me. And then others sit down and they like want 2 words. So everyone is so different. And if I get caught where there is, 7 people that want that 15-minute conversation, then I would be setting up some follow-up times. And I would actually like probably interrupt, like, okay, hang on, let me talk to this person. I need to make sure I chat with everyone before they leave and at least get a follow-up time with them. I would just tell my customer that was sitting there. And I've had to do that before where like if someone had to leave. And so I just interrupted our conversation. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I need to make sure that she's okay. I know she has to go. And then I'll clear her. And every time that's happened, even when I just did workshops, the person was always like, oh, I get it, no problem. So yes.
Okay.
If you feel like you're losing people, then I would definitely just do that. You'd rather just set that time so you don't lose them than lose them.
Right. Okay.
Great question.
Well, and Annie, when I shadowed you in Kansas City, one of the things that you mentioned to the people that were interested was you talked about the Sunday night Discover video, right? So, because you had a lot of people to talk to. And so that was kind of one of those things that you talked to them about that. Like, I think this party was a Saturday morning. And so that was going to be Sunday night. And now we've got Sonara's video. So, there's some options to say, if there is some interest, do that initial convo, say, hey, let me send you this, and then let's schedule that follow-up. Because Kelly, I hear you. Like I said, I do lots and lots of workshops. That's what I've been doing this past month. And I've tried to follow the Appy Hour, and I would basically follow it. I would kind of skip the meal prep and say, hey, we're not going to talk about that section right now. We're going to go meal prep and we'll explain that. And then, but I wasn't doing the app walk, because by the time all of this was happening, it's really close to the 1 hour mark and I wanted to prep. So we talk about the app and I try to get them to download it in advance. And then I interject through the course of the night how you can use your app to support you. Search for your, search the name of your meal kit to find your recipes, add this, create your grocery list. So I would interject that during the course, but I hear you. I would kind of wait too long, too many bags in, so to speak, before I started pulling people aside. But we kind of make it work somehow. And I usually always have a couple people that are kind of like, here's my name and number. I got to go. And they kind of, you kind of get the hand from a couple of people and you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll talk to the people who are more interested. So I don't know.
I do think in the new catalog too, I love these 2 pages that actually do the app walk for you and the verbiage that's used on those. And I think that will help it go faster as well, because I found when I was trying to explain it, I was using more words than necessary. And so when I looked at the script that they wrote, it actually helped me to shorten that too.
So Annie, did you add it to your text messages that you sent to your host to have them download the app?
Yes. I mean, I've just done that once. I sent it, to just download the app and have it ready. I've only done that once, but it worked. And I talked to Kathy McCool about it too, and that's what she just started doing. So,
And I started doing that some with my workshops. I end up, don't tell anybody. I still do some Facebook events sometimes when they request it. But that's one of the things that I put in there. It's like the day or two before the event, I say, hey, will you try to download it? Which, speaking of, question on the app, and I see Jenny laughing at me.
I hate
referral
Facebook.
codes. We now really only need to give ours, right? We don't need to worry about getting the hostesses and getting hers and all that, right?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes what I was doing too was having the host tell her friends to download it. I would say, okay, everyone that's coming, tell them to download the app using their code. So that's
kind of what I'm thinking, is that like the reminder that goes out a couple days before, I add a line on that text when I say, hey hostess, let's set in a reminder, send this out. And it also includes to have them download the app.
I bet that they are adding that on to the text messaging, because Kathy and I had a conversation about it, but I'm going to send her a note too and just make sure that's added so we don't have to remember. We don't want to add more things. We want it all there. So when a new rep starts, it's like, boom.
And I'm assuming that the scripting is getting revamped and we'll see new stuff come out Friday or Saturday that has Club Wildtree verbiage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I'm definitely still fuzzy on like order, I think it's your first order can apply, but then, all that stuff. So, but did y'all listen to Sonara's business builder call today? Did anybody get a chance?
No.
Okay, so when it comes out on Thursday, what she did is she went through the numbers behind the recruiting incentive. So basically her point was, okay, yeah, you getting a necklace is great. You getting a bag or you getting your Apple Watch. That's all fine and dandy to have a $400 watch, but it's not about the watch. And she broke down the numbers. Like she got with the VP of finance and said, let's run the numbers on if somebody recruits 3, if they recruit 5, if they recruit 7, and then they bonus qualify, and then they keep working, and then they start to recruit 1 every other month or 1 a month or whatever. Like she tried to do some fairly conservative stuff. And even your own business being very conservative. And she busted out the numbers to say, this is where you could be at the end of 1 year. So I'm just saying, you might want to listen to it because the number is kind of staggering to think about.
Yeah.
So anyway, just my 2 cents. So watch Thursday in the Wildtree announcement. It'll have your video or the dial-in number to listen to it.
Oh, good. Laura just posted in the Parties 101 training. It is now in the text reminder that the host sends to the yeses for the guests to download the app. So it's already out there.
Okay, so I need to download. I have my Stir book, so I have to change my.
Hey, Annie.
Yeah.
Do you have the website for the training while this is down?
Yes, it is. I have to remember which word goes first. Training.wildtree.com.
Thank you. I know we have an email, but it's kind of got lost in all the other emails we've been getting this week.
I hear ya.
Okay, any other questions or comments before we go?
I think that's it. You're welcome, you guys. Getting lots of thank yous in the chat box. You're welcome. I'm so glad you guys could make it. Watch for the announcement. We'll do one of these every month. So watch for that and ask questions. And you guys were sitting on a gold mine. So people are coming over from other companies because they see what we have going on here. And our comp plan, I have someone that looked at, I think she said 22 different comp plans. Wildtree came out on the top every single time. So if you want to make money here or you know people that do, it can definitely happen. So, all right. You guys have a great week and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.